Hi folks, welcome back to the Dash of Élan. I got another video for you. Today I got a question for you guys, and that is something that I've always thought about. I've known a lot of people in the hobby, talked to a lot of people in the hobby, and I know I have quite a few subscribers who I'd like to throw this question out to, and that is, how deep is your hobby? For myself, I consider myself pretty involved in the hobby in general. I'm a big fan of role-playing games, also board gaming. Computer gaming. As you know from this channel, I've put up quite a few computer games. I've been a fan of computer games since the 80s, as well as miniatures gaming. So I'm pretty much involved in all facets of what you'd call wargaming. Granted, role-playing isn't really wargaming. It's more like what I call adventure gaming. That's a little bit different in the focus of my other channel, GM's Alcove, but check the description for more on that if you're interested. But anyway, as far as wargaming is concerned, we've got computer gaming, we've got board gaming, and we've got miniatures gaming. Of those three, how deep are you involved in those three? Do you do all three? Which one do you focus on more? Which is your preference? Why do you focus on more than one if you do? If you don't, if you're just focused on, say, miniatures gaming, why is that? Have you considered the other forms of playing? Is it too expensive or more cost effective for you to focus on miniatures? Or maybe it's just miniatures in general that is just the 3D aspects of the hobby and creating and painting, that's enough for you. That floats your boat. How far do you go in your hobby? How much do you commit to all of these or one of each, however you do it? Now, again, from my own standpoint, I am involved probably pretty deep in all three. Maybe not as much with the computer games. I mean, computer games are awesome because of convenience, you know, and depending on the game, you can get pretty involved in some of those games. I'm thinking of the Grisby classics of War in the East and War in the West, and some of the John Tiller ones, which can be quite involving. And there's quite a few deep games out there. Some not so much, like the Total War series is just plain fun and it visually is appealing. It's convenient. It's very convenient. You get everything in one little package. So I have time for that in my life. So I enjoy it. I make videos of such for this channel so you guys can enjoy and so on and so forth. But that said, I also do a lot of miniatures gaming. I've been quite involved with the miniatures wargaming hobby since long before computer gaming even came along. And it's been a part of my hobby forever. It was never replaced by computers, that's for sure. Why? Because I feel that there's more to the hobby with miniatures gaming than just fighting a battle. You know, there's the history, there's the research, there's the uniforms, there's the icons and banners and flags and all these things that you can directly get involved with through painting and researching. You know, that's something you don't really do with computer games. In addition, you get to play these games where you can touch things. You know, it's 3D and it's real, as opposed to a screen on your computer. So there's a lot more to it, and it's always stuck with me. It's always been the most appealing of the three different types of wargaming that I'm discussing here. That said, there's also board gaming. Now, board gaming is something that I've probably got involved with before I was even involved with miniatures gaming, and I think a lot of people can say that. One of the first games I ever encountered and played was Squad Leader, as well as some of the games in the magazine Strategy and Tactics. You know, that was great stuff back in the day. And to this day, I still play board games. I still love board games. And I just recently got involved with a bunch of new games, new versions of games I've had from years back as well. And I'm loving it. It's almost like I've been missing out for a while now. Again, it's convenient because for one purchase, you get just about everything you need, whether it's a system like Squad Leader or Advanced Squad Leader, or whether it's a one-off game. You know, it's just meant to be played from this box, and that's it. Maybe there's a few scenarios, and that's it. It's not a system. Regardless, you get everything. You don't need to paint anything. It's all right there. And it's a touch more accessible in a sense compared to computer gaming, which is literally just on your screen. You can't touch it. But you can with a board game. I love board gaming. It's one of my favorite ways to play. Always has been, and I just, like I said, recently got back involved with it heavily and thoroughly enjoying it. The immersion that it gives me as a solo player, you can't beat it. I absolutely adore it. That about board gaming is the immersion you can get into, especially with historical games, because I love history. But that said, I think when you compare it to computer games, like I did with miniatures games, board games and computer games, they're both convenient, but I think because you don't have a computer doing all the brain work for you, you have to read the rules to play a board game. Not so much so with the computer game. You can get by just learning as you go and down the road read more of the rules. But with a board game, an actual board game like ASL, for instance, you have to sit and read the rules. You have to know what you're doing before you're really doing it. And to me, personally, because I have to do that, it's more immersive for me. I know what's going on. I know what is happening. It's not a matter of experimenting and seeing what happens. I know what's going on because I read the rules. And that's a big difference for me. And because of that, I really enjoy board games a little bit more than computer games. All in all, folks, like the topic of this whole video here is, how deep are you in your hobby? I'm pretty deep in all three aspects of wargaming: miniatures, board gaming, and computer gaming. Probably more so with miniatures, and board gaming a close second, followed by computer game. I love them all. They're all wargaming to me. But I want to know what you guys think. How involved are you in these three different aspects of wargaming? Do you do all three? Or don't you? Do you just focus on one? Let me know in the comments, and I'll make more of these kind of discussion type question videos for you guys. But anyway, I am curious. Leave me some comments. Like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think. And as always, folks, hang in there. It's only going to get better. You guys take care.